Shalom unto the hopeful elect. Let me start off by giving all the praise and the honor and the glory unto the mighty Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders out of Great Millstone. Much peace and mercy unto the hopeful elect. It's the brother Ayak back at you again through the Spirit with this holy word, pushing it unto you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native and Seminole Indians, which are the children of Israel, also known as the chosen people of the Heavenly Father. All right, we are the holy people, that the Heavenly Father has chose to be a special people near dear unto himself, man. All right, we are the, it's like, I was forgetting the right word that I want to grab. Let me grab it in Deuteronomy. It's that 32 and 8. It's like, it's Genesis 32 and 8. Let me just grab it. God, it's Deuteronomy 32 and 9. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So we are the lot of his inheritance, man. So we are the people near, dear to the Heavenly Father, and he has not forgotten us. He has even, like it tells you in the Apocrypha, I believe that's like in, is that First Maccabees, I believe, or I believe it's First Maccabees, where it just roughly paraphrasing, it talks about the labor that men have put to delicately put these scriptures together, man. For the purpose, of us, later on in these generations that read it, man. The carefulness that they took, and the time that was spent, and the seriousness of the matter, man. All right, now that we have it, so we can cleave on to our inheritance and learn the history of our people, man. So therefore, we gain strength and we know how to carry ourselves with a certain integrity, man, especially in these days and going forth, man. All right, because remember, man, all the tribes, man, are warriors, man. All right, so we're through the Spirit, we're getting back in that warrior mind state, man. All right, and we know the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man, but mighty, through Yahweh Shem Shai, man. All right, so our strength and our weapon is the sword of these scriptures, man. Building up in the Spirit, and letting this word, mold us, man. And that's our strength, man. All right, coming to the back into to the remembrance, starting up our pure memory of who we are, man. All right, which really, gets me into this video, man. Recently, it was referenced, David and Goliath, and I believe the brother Gar had brought it up, I believe. Or I'm not sure if it was a different bro, but I was like, man, when he spoke on it, I was like, man, I was thinking about, man, I gotta go through that again, that account, man. All right, so I just just got done reading that, and just wanted to speak on a few things, man, because like I said, man, whoever family we are a part of, and I mean, whether you're from Arizona or whatever city, you know what I mean. People around us, don't actually know us in that sense. They don't really know too much about us. Just I say that to say this. When I was, finishing at the end of the chapter of, let me get back to it. For First Samuel, the 17th chapter. Saul was asking, what's the dude's name? Saul was asking Abner. He said, man, he said, whose son is this, man? Talking about David that just slew Goliath. Whose son is this? You know what I mean? And Abner was like I don't know, And then eventually, Abner brought Saul into him. It's like Abner brought David into Saul, and Saul asked him, man. He said, man, I'm the son of thy servant Jesse, the Bethlehemite, of Judah, basically, man. And that's how it is, But people see us, getting into that warrior mindset, being warriors out here, being servants and soldiers, man. And they really don't know. They're like, man, whose son is? They don't really know. But the purpose is those sons, speaking on David, man, was fully persuaded, and through the Spirit, we're all back at it again, fully persuaded, in our own minds, and there ain't nobody gonna detour us, man. All right, we know these scriptures is true, and we know what the end game is going to be, man. All right, the saints are gonna take the kingdom, and how? Because the Heavenly Father is gonna give them into our hands. That's how. All right, as I get to this account, man, you know. David told Goliath, man, he said, you got a sword and a shield. He said, I don't have those things, and he still was like, told him, you going down though. You still going down. And so we don't have a F bomber and you know what I mean, all this high tech, and we don't have grenades and none of that. But still these nations are going down, man. All right. So let me get before I get into 1 Samuel, I want to get Joshua really quick. Joshua 1:9. It says, have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy power is with thee, whatsoever thou goest, man. So that's it's a reminder for us, and you see, this is the spirit David was in, man. He was strong, he was of good courage, man, and he wasn't afraid, man. All right, he wasn't dismayed, even though we read the account of Goliath, man, being 6 cubits, all right, and he just David was like in that mindset of that our the Almighty is with him, man, no matter where he goes, man. All right, so it's like I was getting into Goliath, and it says he's 6 cubits, and it's here it says it breaks down to about 9 foot 9 inches, man. So that was extremely tall. Right, you check out the image on the screen that they would love to put David as a little Edomite. All right, and but they never gonna never gonna give the credit where it's due. They don't want us to read these accounts and see any visuals, thinking of ourselves and that likeness. But that's the truth of the matter, man. All right, this is we're reading accounts of people of our own nation, man. All right, which Hollywood ain't gonna do. All right, but it's all good, man. The Heavenly Father gave us the truth, and we don't need Hollywood. All right, so let me get into the account, man. Get back into 1 Samuel, the 17th chapter, man. Going to the Philistines, and their army was on one side, and then on the other opposite side, you had the army of Israel, man. All right, and I'm just gonna get into just a few highlighted parts that I have already highlighted. All right, you can check out the account yourself and read the whole chapter, man. All right, but anyways, it's regarding the Philistines. All right, it says just roughly paraphrasing Goliath, from Gath, whose height was 6 cubits span, man, and men of Israel seen him, and they were afraid, man. They were afraid, man, because this dude, when you read a little bit about his helmet. His helmet, and let me see. It talks about how much his helmet weighed, and he had these like armor on his legs and between his shoulder, and he had a staff, and what else did he have? And he had a shield as well, and he was out there taunting, saying send a man out here, to go 1-on-1 with me, you know what I mean, and also where get that, let me see. Okay, we'll just read it. It will explain. All right, let's start off with 1 Samuel 17:9. All right, because as the men of Israel was like, man, what we gonna do? You know what I mean? All right, and this was what Goliath was saying. Verse 9. It says, if he, like whoever want to come down here and do battle, man, it says, if he be able to fight with me and to kill me, then will we be your servants. But if I prevail against him and kill him, then shall ye be our servants and serve us. And that's what he put out there, man. So we're just gonna jump down, man, and let me see. Okay, jump down to verse 15. It says, but David, because David, was going to, his father Jesse, and his Jesse, he had eight sons, all right, and I believe it says David was, the lower in stature, man. So, the bros was bigger than him, man. All right. So you had his three bros, it's Eliab, Abin, Abin, Abinadab, and Shema. That was, three of the bros out. That was right there, along the host of Israel. All right. It says, and David was the youngest, and the three eldest followed Saul. So the three was there, but David was the youngest. But I forget, and maybe in the chapter before or after, it said that he was smaller in stature. But it's in verse 15. But David went and returned from Saul to feed it's like to feed his father's sheep at Bethlehem. And now this is the same thing because it says, we just read in Joshua, be strong, and be courageous, man. All right, and don't fear them. So these things, David was, brewing in that spirit, man, as he was feeding the sheep. So we can take heed to that, man, because we feed the sheep, and that benefits us upon levels, man. Because we're not only feeding the sheep, we're feeding ourselves, man. All right. It says, and the Philistine drew near morning and evening and presented himself 40 days. So this nigga was taunting them day after day. As trying to punk us or something. You know what I mean? And David wasn't having it, man. Even though, his stature wasn't he was nowhere near the size of Goliath at all, man. David just wasn't having it. All right. Let me see. It says in verse 24, and all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him and were sore afraid. All right, but David was not in that spirit. And the men of Israel said, have ye seen this man that is come up? Surely to defy Israel is he come up. And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great riches, and will give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel. All right, and even with the incentives, the men that we had, nobody wouldn't step up, man. All right, let me see. All right, jump down to the point, verse 26. And David spake to the men that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the approach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that he should defy the armies of the living powers? And that's a beautiful mindset. It's like, man, this is, our power is the only true power. Who is anybody to rise up against our power, man, to defy anything? He says what? He said that he should defy the armies of the living power. See, so man, that's the army that we're listed in, man. That's beautiful to even think like that, man. And this ain't no damn U.S. Marine, U.S. Corps, and all. No, this is where it says that great army stood upon their feet. The army, we represent the army of Yahweh by Shem Shai, man. And that comes with all type of things I can't even put in words, man. All right. Anyways, let me see. Oh, because one of his big bros is like, bro, David, bro, I already know how you is. You kind of like haughty in the mind, and you prideful, and you naughty, in your mind. For thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle. He think David. He thought one of the bros. Let's see, is that Eliab? So like, yeah. Yeah, Eliab was the firstborn, so it's the biggest bro. He thought David just was, wants to just see something pop off, man. And but no, David wasn't there to just be a spectator, just to watch, man. David was about to get it in. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay, we jump down to verse 33. And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth. And that's crazy too, man. Because we have to be like, in that warrior mindset no matter what, because people want to see us and see the opposition that we're dealing with today. Like, man, you're not ready to deal with that. They got hundreds and thousands of men. Or they got AI, they got drones. They're gonna say, hey, you're not able to go against them. You know what I mean? To fight. It says, and they've been practicing the warfare forever, man. All right, but what? Verse 34, and David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. Now, who can deliver a sheep out of a lion's mouth or a bear? That's always analogy. That's another analogy that's spoken of in the scriptures. Who can deliver? Who can deliver the mouth? Who can deliver, food out of a lion's mouth? And nobody. It says what? It says, and when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard, talking about the lion, and smote him and slew him. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he hath defied the armies of the living power. So he, like Debo said, take him down, take you down. Who else wants something? That's how David was in, man. All right, it says David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord be with thee. So, hey, he was talking that, and Saul's like, hey, go ahead and go, man. Because that spirit that he's talking about is that spirit that was, reference that we read in the book of Joshua, man. All right. And let me see where we are. Verse 45. That strong and courageous and unfearful spirit, man. All right, drop down to 45. Then said David to the Philistine, thou camest to me with a sword and with a spear and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts. See? And that's how, man, because the opposition today is going to have all types of, gear, all type of weaponry, man. It says, but I come in the name of the Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. That's how we're going to be, that's the mindset we have to be in, right? The God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. This day will the Lord deliver thee into mine hand. And see, when the Heavenly Father delivers, the enemies into our hand, that's it, man. All right, and that's how David, future, for further going further, before he went to go do something, he wanted to know, asking of seeking the prophets and say, hey, man, is the Heavenly Father going to be with us? That He going to deliver them into our hand? And I'm all for it. If not, then hey, that's not a good idea. All right. This day the Lord will deliver thee into mine hand, and I will smite thee, and take thine head from thee, and I will give the carcasses of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a power in Israel. And that's the same thing, how Pharaoh got taken down, showing our power. And the same thing when, we're looking at the opposition today, man, is on a higher level than what we read about with Pharaoh, we read about with Goliath, man. All right, and when these nations go down, all right, when the Heavenly Father gives them into our hand, all right, when the saints take the kingdom, all right, when those fishers become hunters, man, they're going to know that there is a power in Israel, man, all right, and all this assembly shall know that the Lord saveth not with sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and He will give you into our hands. See, so we have to, that's, man, so it said, bro, the battle he said he saveth not with sword and spear. So we that lets you know it's not required for us to have a sword or a spear or a damn handgun or whatever, man. All right, verse 48. And it came to pass when the Philistine arose and came and drew nigh to meet David, that David hasted and ran toward the enemy to meet the Philistines. So David was like, well, let's go then, bro. He says he ran, man, to meet him. As the other men of Israel was like, bro, you see him? Like, hey, they was afraid, but David ran towards him. Bro, man, that's that, man, courageous, and that's in the spirit to be in, man. All right. It says, therefore, verse 51, therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine and took his sword. This is after, if you read the account that David, grabbed one of the stones and put it in, grabbed one of the stones, it tells you in verse 49, and David put his hand in his bag and took thence a stone and slang it and smote the Philistine in his forehead, that the stone sunk into his forehead, and he fell upon his face unto the earth. And so David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and with a stone, and smote the Philistine and slew him. But there was no sword in the hand of David. So the instruments that everybody else having, David didn't have. He had a stone and a sling, man. All right, but the Heavenly Father made sure that the aim was beyond on point, and the force was, it said it sunk into his forehead, man. All right, let me highlight those. All right, so therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine and took his sword and drew it out of the sheath thereof and slew him and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled, man. And that's beautiful, man. Right? Because that's how they see them, man. When you take out the head off the snake, man, they give up, man. You see that a lot of times in the cartoons and older cartoons too, man. When there's battle and the main guy gets taken out the way, everybody else flee, man. All right, and that's the same thing today. When Heavenly Father raised us up, man, once the elite is done, is getting chased and getting taken out of their bunkers or holes or wherever they're hiding in, the rest of the peons are like, bro, they're gonna submit, man. All right, Lord willing, man, we be able to see these things, to be a part of it. Like it tells you in the Apocrypha, man. One of the two beautiful things that the Heavenly Father loves is that a man that loves his children, and that man that gets to see the downfall of his enemies, man. So Lord willing, we be courageous and strong in order to see these things, man. As we build our faith and continue to feed the sheep in the meantime, between time. All right, I'll leave it at that. Lord willing, I'm able to continue to push. Until next time, Shalom.